Hey guys, the Skull Seeker here. Today I'm going to be showing you my worm lizard skull. So here it is, it's super tiny. This skull belongs to Zarudny's worm lizard. So this is a small species of worm lizard, even though most of them are small. So worm lizards are relatively snake-like. They have a really long, slender body with usually no legs. However, some of them will have front legs, but just two. And others are completely legless. So they're a pretty interesting group of animals. But you can still distinguish them from snakes because they have the ear holes, and then they have the tail, like of lizards, is much longer than the tail of snakes proportionately, among other differences. But anyway, yeah, so these guys can have two legs in the front, or they have none, but this species has none. Zarudny's worm lizard. Okay, so let's take a look at the skull here. So this thing is super tiny. The animal itself, I think, only gets to like a foot long or so. So super tiny skull here. You can see the kind of bones fused together from the top here at this angle. Kind of hard to see, but anyway, fused bone. And then we have the bottom jaw here. So we can separate this and look at it. So here we have some teeth in the front, and the nostrils you can see here, they're on the bottom of the skull. So like the front, you can't see them. The nostrils are actually on the bottom of the skull. So that helps because it's like a digging species. It goes in the ground. That's why they're worm lizards. That's why they're called that. So like when it's digging, the dirt doesn't go into its nose. So that's the benefit to having nostrils on the bottom. It's very cool. They have this large tooth here in the middle, and then some, well, all of their teeth are actually pretty large compared to their size, which is pretty interesting. But they're carnivorous, yeah. The bottom jaw, let me set that over here. The bottom jaw has some teeth too. They're also pretty large. You can also see the fused bone there. But it's a very interesting jaw. You can see the little teeth. Super tiny. And yeah, there's a little bit like dirt on it and stuff. Hard to keep it perfectly clean. And then yeah, the cranium, which is the top part. You can see the back here. So it has the foramen magnum here, and the brain would be in here. So judging by this, you can see it could actually have a relatively large brain compared to that of other reptiles, which is pretty interesting actually, because most reptiles would have a much smaller brain, but this thing has an actual like large enough brain case to support a pretty large brain in here, which is, yeah, very interesting and special. Then the eye holes are here. You can kind of see those at this angle. Yeah. Has a little bit of a crest here in the front, which is pretty cool. The bones kind of go up here where they fuse. So yeah, it has the bones here go that way, and the ones here spike upward, which I think is really cool. Yeah, still a little bit of dirt and stuff. But anyway, it's a really cool skull. Yeah, there's all sorts of stuff on there. That sucks, but yeah. So then we can put it back together, and so the jaw here rests on these hinges right here. So you just gotta like get that placed right, and then it kind of stays on its own, not perfectly well, but enough that you can hold it without it falling off. So that's it with the jaw attached again. You can see the eye hole here, the nostrils, the bottom of it here. It's still a little bit off balance, but yeah, it goes approximately like that. It's hard to get it perfect because all skulls have like deformities and everything, so it's not perfect, but yeah. But anyway, it's a very cool species, very unique one to have. You can get replicas of these guys that are like 4 times, no, it's like 10 times the size, I think. off of Etsy and stuff. But this one's actual size here. So it's pretty interesting, yeah. But yeah, you can certainly buy, like, I think it's 10-to-1 scale replicas of worm lizard skulls, which allows you to see them better. Although I guess 2x zoom on my camera and being this close also works really well. You can get a pretty good look at this. It's a very interesting and unique skull. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you next time.